What's going on? What's going on? I'm in a good mood. Off work, getting in a good mood. The Knicks won last night.
Now becoming restless, thinking the Knicks are getting all the calls now.
Randle, sidestep three. It's good. Julius Randle from downtown.
It's not why I'm here. It's not why I'm making the video today. The Batman.
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
You know, as a Master Bruce, I feel compelled. Also, people have been, hitting me up, asking me if I thought it was better than Dark Knight. And I've been seeing a lot of fanfare, a lot of hoopla.
Sounds like a
About, is it better than Dark Knight? So share how I feel. So see my perspective, the Bruce breakdown of the Batman. To be honest, the first thought I have is comparison is a thief of joy. Wish we could just cherish things for what they are. Instead of comparing it to this or that, just cherish it for what it is. Take it in for what it is, for what it's meant to be. And then you might be able to appreciate it more. Because when you're caught up thinking, oh, is this better, is that better? Things like that, getting the minor details. Sometimes you lose the ability to truly enjoy, what you watch and what you took in. So that is a thought that I have. That being said, you cannot be better than The Dark Knight when you're comparing your villain to Heath Ledger, which was a classic performance, one to die for. Yeah, you can't compare that when your villain is a cat with asthma and his mask is made of goggles and duct tape. I mean, yeah, he had some military equipment, but come on, man. Heath Ledger and the Joker was fresh to death. Come on, man. Easter fresh. You know that. Easter coming up. Shout out to God. But yeah, come on, man. Listen, obviously you can't really try to one up what Heath Ledger did, and they didn't try to. Shout out to them for not even attempting to, so that's why I went to the Riddler. But I remember Jim Carey. I'm old enough to remember Jim Carey. I mean, I guess you can say he pulled strings. He pulled strings a little bit. He basically made Batman do everything for him. But yeah, with Heath Ledger as the Joker, he robbed the mob out the bank. He robbed the bank too. You saw how he pulled that down. Opened it with one of the classic intros to the movie, pulling out the way, had everyone kill each other, and he popped the last dude. Didn't even pop him. Orchestrated the bust. Come on. After he robbed the mob, he shows up at the meetup unexpected. How you get that info? Who told him? Somebody told him? That's what I'm saying. Heath Ledger was making moves, baby, ears to the streets. He found a way to infiltrate the mob, who was controlling the city. He found a way to find out where their hideout was, and showed up, disrespected all of them in their face, told them that he robbed them. And then once, Michael Jai White, popped off, which he should have. That's how you know what I'm saying? Man can't just come and disrespect you like that in your city, steal your bread, tell you stole it, and then tell you to hire him. Come on, that's how you supposed. Michael Jai White responded like he's supposed to, put a hit on him. And what did Heath Ledger? I keep saying it, we know it's a Joker, but I keep seeing Heath Ledger because rest in peace. I made a joke earlier, but rest in peace. Come on. So what did he do? So not only did he rob the mob, told him he robbed them, showed up in their face, wasn't scared, no strap. He had a bomb, but no strap. So he robbed them with no strap. Came in with the bomb. And then after Michael Jai White, I don't know his name in the movie, but Michael Jai White. And Michael Jai White puts a hit on him. He comes back, he fakes like he's dead, and then gives Michael Jai White $150. Bro, I just told you that was in the first hour. Listen, come on, man. And I wrote some notes. I wrote some notes. Listen, after he gives Michael Jai White $150, and he downs all his people. leaves 3 left and tell him that there's 1 spot and he has 1 spot left for aggressive expansion. That's gang. Listen, that's gangsta. Come on, man, that's crazy. And then, so now that we compared, like, so in this movie, so we talked about the reason you can't compare the Jokers. I talked about Heath Ledger's accolades, and so we come to this movie, The Batman. Now, the Riddler, I give him credit for being able to pull all the strings that he did. I mean, he definitely was able to orchestrate the whole city. Manipulated the whole city, manipulated Batman. So now that compared to Joker's and the villain, and we take a step back. So when in this movie with the Riddler, he basically just manipulated Batman. He didn't really actually do anything. He didn't. Well, I take that back because I guess he was killing the people in the beginning and wrapping them with duct tape. So I take it back. He was catching bodies. But he was on civil. I mean, it was more clever than gory. So that's where the difference comes in. Heath Ledger was in your face, grimy, showing up with the shotgun pumping in the street. But this guy was a little more tactical, which isn't bad. It's just teach his own. In that sense, that's where I think that he lost me a little bit. But that's where it comes to Batman, where this Batman kind of lost me. Again, I think Christian Bale is probably the greatest portrayal of Batman. So again, The Dark Knight has the best Batman, in my opinion, my personal opinion. I think he was the best of both. I think Christian Bale was the best playboy Bruce Wayne, as well as still being, the Batman that the city needs. George Clooney, it was kind of like a joke to him. He didn't really seem too serious about it. Not to just get too far with that. I guess that's another topic for another day. Christian Bale, to sum it up, he was the best of both, in my opinion. So that means the best Batman. So the best Batman and the best villain through the trilogies or the series of Batman movies. I think that makes Dark Knight really just hard to beat. But like I said, this was a very good movie though. This was a really good movie. This Batman, he really was manipulated the whole time. But I do like how they made him a little more human. He was really human. He couldn't just reappear and disappear like a genie, like in Dark Knight when he just disappeared in a lit safe in the middle of a bank. Like there's no way that you could have just got out with all these people around you. That's impossible. In this one, he had to actually punch Gordon just to be able to escape. And then I even like how they made the joke about not pulling the punch, because I remember watching it live, like, my goodness, that brother, he punched him like he slapped his mom. But, it was funny how they played on that. And the way they put in Gordon, made him, the obvious elephant in the room, they made him black. Interesting touch. The new time switching stood up. So I like that. That was a cool touch. So let's get into so the voice was cool. I do like that they didn't force the voice. To go back to the Riddler was the one that had a distorted voice. I joked that had asthma, but he had a distorted voice. And it wasn't bad. It was pretty villain-like. And then when you see him in real life, you're like, all right, I get it. But the Batman, I keep just funny to say the Batman. I didn't watch Twilight, so this is the first time I ever seen him as in what I believe is in any role. I don't think I've ever seen a movie with him in it. Like I said, he was pretty stoic take on Batman. Very, I don't want to say emo, but it's like a very emotional guy. Got it bottled up. Pain. I didn't seem like you seem so malleable. Like every time someone suggested something, he jumped on it and ran on it. The moment someone told him Falcone killed his people, what was first? well, he believed it was still true that his dad killed him. Went to Falcone to rough up the guy. Now, I mean, let's be honest. You can't go to a mob boss asking to rough somebody, put the fear of God in them, and not expect a body, potentially. Not if think it's on the table. You can't, come on. Not saying, listen, I'm not trying to, cast any aspersions in her. I'm not trying to, say Thomas Wayne was a bad guy or anything like that, but let's be real. The hair and the eye paint caught me off guard. Like I said, now, again, maybe if you freaked the hair and showed it in some suits, we showed them the one time, but you know what I mean. Like, really Bruce Wayne'd it up. Should have been up in a Lambo in it, in a Porsche, a Porsche or something. You ain't really do none of that. I don't remember the car he was driving. If it was a nice one, hey, listen, I apologize, but so again, I'm gonna stop comparing because obviously I expressed which movie I believe is better at this point. I do. So here's the main thing I have to say in comparing the two. If you ask me what's a better superhero movie, hands down, Dark Knight, and I don't think it's close. I kind of think you're crazy for even suggesting that is better, to be honest. But if you just ask me to rate them as just movies and visual experiences, I would still say The Dark Knight. But I can understand why someone would choose the Batman, because it wasn't very aesthetically pleasing. The scene on the highway was crazy. I want to say that was the first time I ever seen someone, record with the car on the side. Maybe Michael Bay did something close, but that was a pretty good scene. And like I said, it was aesthetically pleasing, really good shots. Nothing too grainy. It was good transitions. It was really good. I'm not a photographer expert, so my lingo isn't on that particular faction. But to get to the Catwoman, so I'm just curious. Just like it kind of threw me off. Was she a lesbian? I mean, because she called the girl her friend. But if I'm not mistaken, wasn't she calling her baby? And she was pretty concerned. I'm not saying you can't be concerned with friends, If my friend went missing, I'll go looking too. Just saying, it just, another thing is lesbians. I have friends that's lesbians. I have good rapport with many lesbians, so I want to, be clear with that. But I'm just saying, early in the movie, she was calling her baby, I'm just saying, the rapport they had in the beginning, she was looking like the Catwoman for real, Plus the low cut face she had gave me cat burglar vibes, And then she was making advances at Batman that threw me off. So I don't know, is the cat just friendly? I don't know. She acted well, very well, actually. I wasn't expecting Falcone to be her dad. That was a pretty big twist. A twist I was not expecting. A pleasant one. The Riddler really just got the Batman to do everything for him. But a big part of the movie that will go over a lot of people's heads, not really go over their heads, but more so it's just you're not really, paying attention to it, is the way they were talking about the media and how it's covered up and the way it's used to push, lies and it's controlled and money controls everything, because that's the world we live in. But I'm not going to go too deep on that. Definitely didn't think this would get to 16 minutes. But like I said, really good movie, really aesthetically pleasing. If you walk into really, I don't think I really spoiled anything. I ain't go too deep into it, any too many spoilers. But if you went into the movie looking to compare the two, it might be a little difficult to, enjoy the same way as if you just walk into it looking to enjoy the movie you're watching in front of you. So that's my thoughts on the movie. Go Knicks. And comment below, see what you thought, see if you agree with me, see what happens.